Okay, Vanessa, I just want to let you know that, give you like a little message. Sorry, I'm actually driving right now. And so my new Tesla X, pretty good car. I love the wings. My people sent me an Eagle egg, and then they sent me this car from the Starships. And so, yes, it's not just Psychic CEO, okay? This is not about that. This is way bigger than that. But I think it's a good place to start. And the main thing is that you don't have contact with my starships or my people, only through me. Okay? And I'm not saying that, I'm saying it's exclusive and it's privileged. It's privileged that you have a connection with me. It's absolutely privileged. And I wouldn't want to I don't want you to mess with that, okay? If that makes sense. So, we're fighting a battle right now, and the battle is going to be going on for the next 3-4 years in the health industry. And in the U.S. is going to be the primary place that this is happening because of the new laws, because of RFK Jr., Nicole Shanahan. These are big players in the game, but they're not even like us. They're not like vegan. They don't even care. They don't even get how important being vegan is. They're like clueless. So we have to become their advisors, okay? And I've already made contact. I am advising them, but they're not listening to the level that they should. And so there's a lot of psychic warfare that has to happen. I've done a lot of psychic warfare. I'm a spiritual warrior, and I've done a lot of that here on Earth in order to get us to where we are now. You wouldn't even have the ability to do what you've done if it wasn't for the work I've done. And me in particular, because of who I am. So I'm sharing all this with you because it's important just to know the facts. It's not about bragging. It's not about ego trips. It's just about knowing the facts. So you can join this. Or you can focus on your own area. You do need to understand that when you're a psychic, especially as you develop your psychic skills, because I know that you're not at the level of psychic that I am. You do have some psychic abilities, but when you use tarot, it's because you are still developing psychic abilities. Doesn't mean that you can't stop using it, because sometimes you do need some kind of a material show. But the thing with you is that you're very still attached to your body. That's a big one. That's why I offered you do yoga, and you're starting to speak that way to your people, which I think is great, because people will realize how important yoga asana and yogic science is. That's great. The other thing is that you need to continue to keep pushing the truth, especially around the animals, because this is the reason we came back here. The main reason is that non-human animals are being treated like garbage, and they are actually more valuable than anyone else here, because they're the foundation of which all life springs. They're actually the foundation. They come before humans. So if something happens to their DNA, and which has been being messed with by humans, that's a major fragmented DNA breakage. That's one of the main reasons we came here, okay? Jesus almost died because you guys were so crazy that you wanted to kill him instead of just become vegan. Okay, that's how bad this is, okay? And vegan is just a normal thing. It's just normal. It's just normal to be vegan. It's just a normal human diet. Yes, cooked vegan is a whole nother level. It's not you definitely want to be moving more towards raw and living foods. Absolutely. I went vegan, and then I went directly. So I was vegetarian since I was around 11. And I did that in secret without my family, really, even though they had been vegetarians when I was really young, living in the ashram and so forth. But I did it because I knew that it was right. And I did it despite my family's, me being dependent on them, and having to eat what they gave. And so I would just take the meat off my sandwich and just eat cheese sandwiches. And then I went vegan when I was 21 in New York City. There were a ton of vegan restaurants. And then I went raw vegan almost right after that, because there were a ton of raw vegan restaurants. And Dr. David Jubb, and Dr. Gabriel Cousins, who were the two doctors that I studied my nutrition training, I did go through different types of nutrition training, but those were the two that really solidified my understanding and reminded me of what it was that I was doing last lifetime. Most of my life has been about going to different places and reactivating the lifetimes I'd been here in the past, remembering the different times I'd been on Earth. My eyes are used as video cameras for my people to be able to watch the Earth and see what's going on. There are different lenses in my eyes, lenses where they're able to pick up what's happening and so forth. And then allow me to like just have the other vision. So it's not, first of all, I'm not controlled by my people. I am the queen. I am the queen. I own planet Earth, and I own several other planets as well. And I'm saying several just by being very conservative on that. I own many, many, many planets, and there are different times that I have to go to different planets in order to help. Now that's what I'm here for. I'm not here forever. I mean, I have too many other planets I have to take care of. But that's the reason that I make key contacts with people who are going to continue to dwell on Earth, who haven't evolved to the level where they can live where we do. And that's just the case. That's just a fact. So, you know, I would say that that's one of the main reasons I made contact with you. My people had been watching to see how solid you were and what you were doing. To make sure that you, and I also watched your channel for about a year just to make sure that I could depend on you. When you did mention you're vegan, that was a big one. That was a huge, huge, huge reason that I reached out to you. There are people, okay, so we have to we have to truly implement the health programs of Yoga of Health. We have to implement them. It is Red Cross Blue Shield, absolutely, but it's what it really means, not the degradation that's occurred since I haven't been here. So I'm in San Francisco right now. I'm heading towards Marin. I've got to go take care of the BMW because I have people that are very irresponsible that I don't want to work with, and I don't want to give them a car if they're not going to take care of it. So I have to deal with that. Hopefully it hasn't been towed, because, you know, the whole thing that I deal with a lot of my life is just doing everything on my own because I do it better than anyone else. And that's tough because when you want to create a team, you know, this is the thing. So I'm passing sort of the baton off to you. That's one of the reasons that I made contact. I also want to let you know that there will be a point where you will be invited into the starships and you'll see for yourself these things that you think are silly that I'm saying. No, it's not conspiracy. It's real. The only reason that people don't see them is just the same reason why Native Americans didn't see the ships on the sea. Those ships that had come in, you know, Leif Erikson, Christopher Columbus that came in. Do you know why the Native Americans couldn't see them? Is because they didn't have the concept in their mind. They didn't have a way to perceive it. So their shamans had to actually instill in them the knowledge of what was going on. And then eventually they could actually see the ships on the sea. That's what's going on here. People can't see ships for the most part because they don't have vibrate at a high enough level. Okay. It's not a joke and it's not silly. Actually, this is very, very important that you understand that this is not silly. This is just the way nature works. I mean, human animals will eventually be able to go and fly among the stars as well. It's just that you guys got to get these pieces. You have to get these pieces and you have to evolve into it in order for this to happen. Okay, so I'm just hoping that, you know, I can say I hope because right now, you know, you all have freedom of will. You know, you do have free will, even though the reality of free will is quite variable. It is very varied because if a person doesn't even know how many options and opportunities they have because their mind isn't open enough for them to see. I know that you have a very open mind. I appreciate that. I also appreciate you understanding that you don't need a male in order for you to be here and to do well. In fact, you've probably noticed that being around any men are making it worse for you. Like, you do much better if you are single. That's probably likely until you meet your person. And it looks to me like you're going to be meeting your person like sometime this year. Yeah, so a lot of your readings, interestingly enough, I know all about you by your readings. You read based on yourself. You're talking about things about yourself. And at the same time, there are other things that you're reading. And the main thing that you have to understand to keep yourself humble is that you don't do anything at all, really. You're channeling, sure. But the source of that knowledge is ultimately it's everyone, right? It is spirit. And it's good to identify with spirit once you have not attached so strongly to your human body, because the thing is with the human body is it's the fleshy form is very heavy. And what I would mention to you is just to be very, very careful with that fleshy garment, in a sense of that understanding that this is your vehicle. Yes, you take care of it. Do not over idolize it. Do not over worship having a form. Form doesn't mean much of anything in this sense. Yes, you have to absolutely take care of your form. And the importance of that means that you basically understand that if you spend so much of your time just on your form, you kind of lost it, is what I'm saying. Like you've lost the script, so to speak. And I can see that yes, I understand you're talking to different people, and you're saying, oh yeah, oil your hair, this and that. But the fact is true health comes from within, and it comes from your diet mainly, and how much movement you're doing, right? And the body's moving. Fresh air, when you do eat, has got to be alive, living foods. One of the reasons that you're having difficulties right now is because you do need to be changing your diet to a lighter quality, lighter energy. I'd love to meet up with you in LA and go and have some living foods together. So it's important that, at some point we should meet in person. Absolutely. And I also want to just say that, yes, meeting in person could be good. It will be eventually, is going to happen. As long as you're able to release the ego and just allow things to flow, especially this year. This is it's a flow year. It's also just like the snake, it's that energy of just kind of moving along the way a snake does. All right. Much love to you, and be well, be blessed. If you have any questions, please let me know.